To be youth advocate, one must know what are the concerns and issues of the youth. If you want to be advocate, if you want to be a youth advocate, then you should first determine and identify, recognize what are those issues confronting the youth of today. Before working in the government, I've been a volunteer for several years. It's challenging because as a youth, as a youth who believes that that a youth can do something or contribute positively to the society, it's a very challenging role because you are still young, you don't have resources. You know, since you're just starting, wala ka pang partners, wala ka pang ganun kalaking networks na masabi na that can lead to the achievement of your goal, you know. So it's very challenging. So that is why, because I've been there, now that I'm working in the government, knowing those challenges, I want the youth to feel that the government is there to support them, that the government did not leave them. So it's more of, we want the young people to be nation builders, not only that they work for themselves, but they work for the country in general. Siguro yung best thing na maging volunteer is that the joy na binibigay mo sa mga tao, even though, you know, alam naman natin yung usual definition of volunteerism, without expecting any in return. So that's the only thing a volunteer can give. It can give to himself, but the joy of the generosity of that giving. So maybe that's the best thing. And it's not, maybe it's not only the giving, but it's actually seeing those you have helped become more developed, you know, become strengthened and become more empowered. There might be worse things, but those are manageable things. I mean, worst things are just normal, are normal to life, especially when you just volunteer. So there are challenges. I don't say that there's maybe it's worst, but there are challenges. No, challenges don't go away. They're there. It's going back to yourself. It's asking yourself, why do you do such things? And what do you want to do? What do you want to happen? What is your vision? And what is your purpose of doing those things? Then until you answer that to yourself, now you know the answer why you will not give up or why these challenges are happening to you. Sulong Kabataan is a youth development program of the province of Sarangani under the Sulong Sarangani program. No. So basically, it's a program which focuses on the needs, issues, and concerns of the young people in Sarangani Province. Others don't get to understand that there are young people nowadays already contributing to progress, to improvement, to one society. Now, maybe that's the first thing in my working years in the province, to let others know that young people can do something to the community. And then thereby, when we get this support, everything will follow. So I can inspire young people to do something, you know, by sharing those experiences I've had during my volunteer years. That maybe it's not easy as they seem, but at the end of the day, it's the joy and it's the development that you contribute to the community as a whole. It's seeing yourself na kahit bata ka, no, kahit 15 years old ka, 17 years old ka, yet you have that initiative ba na to think, how can you extend help to the community, to those suffering community, no? Alam natin na there are a lot of gaps, a lot of issues, hindi lang naman sa youth, kundi sa society as a whole. But it's fortunate ba na, or it's amazing to know ba na kahit bata ka, meron ka palang ganitong interventions, may ganito kang idea paano mo ma-address ang specific issues ng community. Last year, we had implemented, well, I'm not sure if it's the first or the second, the mandated program of the province is the Little Boy and Girl, which we call the Sarangani Junior Officials. Now, in this program, we taught young leaders how the government works, how the bureaucracy of the government works, and how their leaders work. No, they were with their local counterparts, like one with the governor, one with the vice governor, and the others were with the board members. So definitely, I believe those junior officials have learned so much about how the system works inside the government, and siguro na-realize nila that sometimes they complain also na bakit mabagal ang proseso. Now they understand gaano yung proseso na inaantay natin before it even reached the end user. The province has actually a lot of plans being laid to the youth of Sarangani, because we wanted the youth to become, to become peace builders, to have enterprise, to become managers, to become advocacy builders. So it can be on different fields, such as, for example, there can be builders for peace, for the environment, for climate change, for DRR, for what else? For health, for anti-drugs, and a lot more. Sarangani, it's a support to a youth-led or student-led school or community projects. Now, we wanted to know what are the different proposals or projects na meron na iniisip yung mga kabataan ng Sarangani currently ngayon. We wanted to support it through different form of assistance, maybe in technical, financial, or logistical assistance. Now we want this Sarangani to happen so that we also be guided na pag meron ganitong proposal ng isang kabataan, tapos nakita mo na pala ang very ambitious, pero nakaya niya pala yon. So, pwede natin masabi na kahit ganito ka lang ang edad mo, meron kang ma-accomplish. Ikalawa is that, makikita natin na there are projects conducted by young people na successful, which can maybe successful din if other municipalities or barangays can also learn from them, And thirdly, it can also help the government achieve its goals, its vision for the Sarangani. First, I would want to encourage them to become more aware of their surroundings, of what is happening in the world, in their community, because that's the first thing to do, that your senses be awakened before you even start to create or initiate programs. Your senses should be awakened, because how could you start if you don't know what's happening in your surroundings, what's happening outside your home, outside your classroom, outside the school? So maybe first, I would encourage them to think or to reflect on what is happening in their society. And at their young age, how could they be able to extend or to contribute positively in addressing those challenges? And then by then, we can start a group, a collective action of young people building their society. Do not be afraid to do small actions, because eventually those small actions can lead to big actions. Huwag silang mahiyang magsimula, maliit man yan o malaki. Kasi importante talaga, nasisimulan mo yung idea mo, At mas better din if na-recognize din ng young people yung coordination and collaboration. Na hindi lamang sila yung mag-i-initiate nun, but collaboratively with one another. Working together ba? Na I believe there's no man is an island. And I also believe na there are really great leaders, young leaders who can do it alone, no? Pero mas maganda kasi if we work together. Makita natin yung merong mag-balance ba na ito yung action mo, ano yung negative impacts towards others, at ano naman yung mga positive things. At magandang maging magsama-sama ka kasi parang marami kaming magawa. If they want themselves to be involved in community leadership, then they should look first those youth leaders or the youth development task force of every barangay. So those youth development task force will coordinate with their municipal youth designate or to me in whatever ways we can work on and how we can address together the things they wanted to or they wish to address.